Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm Inspector Michael Biggs at the Federal Protective Service.
How you doing?
I notice you're out videoing.
So
I'd just like to ask you, what are you trying to do?
Well, I'm just doing a news story.
Okay.
On the federal building. I did one on the post office across the street.
All right.
And talked about the memorial over there also.
Okay. Which news agency are you representing?
Channel 12 Audits.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, where we highlight a few clips of police interactions and police misconduct, with some educational pointers to keep you educated and prepared for your next police encounter. My name is Police Encounters, and my goal is to help educate the public about your rights and how to handle police interactions. As an American citizen, we are given the rights that protect us, and it is the police's duties to protect those rights given to us by the Constitution that they swore an oath to. With that being said, the channels we will be covering today are New Jersey Wandering News, Channel 12. Do be sure to check them out in the description below, because without them, there's no police encounters. And before we do get into our first video, go ahead and gently smash that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified. It is such a small and easy task for you, but it does help us out tremendously. With all that out the way, let's go ahead and cover our first clip.
Here is... Whoa! I never knew this. Helicopter landing area. Well, first... Man, I gotta learn how to hold this dang thing. So check this out. Alright, first of all, here's the hill. That's the hill. And it's packed when there's snow on the ground. I'm talking packed. You can get in from over there, up top, over there by the building, and it is packed. And it's actually cool because, you know, even though it's dead of winter, you know, the community, they get out and about, and who wouldn't want to sleigh ride down a hill like that, man? And then there's also down in Allaire, but check this out. Helicopter landing area. I wonder if they land on, they obviously don't land on the downgrade. Alright, we out. Howell Township, you have passed, says the Wanderer. What's up, bud? How are you, man?
Good. What's your name, sir?
I didn't give it.
No, I was asking what your name was.
I'm just taking some pictures.
That's
I had
fine.
no idea that Harvey Morell got this building. Good for him, man.
You're allowed to videotape. I just asked your name
thanks,
because I was
man.
going to refer to you by your name, so that's fine. I'll refer to you as sir.
I appreciate it. What's your name, badge number?
My name is Patrolman Baza, and my badge number is 671.
Thank you. You're sir.
It's right here.
So,
Head 669.
Got it.
also, obviously, I mean, it's not every day that we have people videotaping, which you're allowed to do. That's fine. But we just had to check on you to see what the purpose was, and you just have videotaping.
I'm looking. I haven't been here in years, man. I'm doing a little story. We used to sleigh ride down that hill and all that. Do they still have people sleigh riding?
They do all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. Yeah, it's a huge spot.
And
we actually do movies in the summer there too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was helicopter landing. I just walked because I hadn't been here. I played North Howell Little League. And we used to crush them. So, matter of fact, Andy was on my team, and I'm narrating how I was a star pitcher. But
all right, cool. All right, the only thing I'm going to ask you, sir, is you're free to videotape.
I'm actually done. I'm just gonna leave.
Okay, no worries. Just don't enter the second lot with the patrol cars. And that's it.
Which one? Right there. You're saying right there with the dead cars there?
Yeah. So just don't cross over that sidewalk there. That's where the patrol cars are.
Gotcha.
The civilians are allowed there.
Gotcha. Actually, I think there was a sign that said authorized personnel. So that's where I stopped.
Exactly. So I'm just letting you know if you cross the sidewalk, that's the area with all the personnel there. All right.
Awesome.
Other than that, have a nice day.
I'm
Okay.
pretty much done. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And that, folks, is how it should be. Very good on Howell Township.
New Jersey Wandering News isn't doing anything wrong, as we all saw. Just minding his business, recording and talking to the camera for YouTube. Not bothering a single soul. I will say I've never seen a helicopter landing area in New Jersey, so this to me is actually pretty cool to see. But two officers roll up, one being friendly and the other one not so much. But the friendly one was pretty great. Wasn't rude, and yeah, he gave him a directive, but all cops are going to do that. He was just making sure he didn't enter the second lot of patrol cars, because that's usually where the private lot is. The officer even said he's free to videotape. How often do we hear cops say that? Usually they tell you to stop recording in a heartbeat. But this officer was different. This officer also surely knows his First Amendment without a doubt. See, what is so hard about being respectful to citizens? Like, do most officers not like their job or something?
Very good condition. Federal Protective Services. We got another one over here on this side. Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm Inspector Michael Biggs at the Federal Protective Service.
How you doing?
You're out videoing.
Uh-huh.
So I'd just like to ask you, what are you trying to do?
Well, I'm just doing a news story
Okay.
on the federal building. I did one on the post office across the street.
All right.
And talked about the memorial over there also.
Okay. Which news agency are you representing?
Channel 12 audits.
Is that the NBC or the...
No, it's independent. It's an
Okay.
independent channel.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're one of these guys like a blogger, may I ask?
An auditor, yes.
Okay. May I see an ID card?
An ID for what, sir?
Because you're on federal property.
This isn't public?
No, sir.
This isn't public?
No, sir.
Okay, you want me to leave? I'll leave.
No, sir. I want to see your ID card.
I don't have no ID on me.
Okay.
Will I be arrested if I don't show you any ID?
No, sir. I'm not
Okay.
trying to arrest you.
Okay.
I'm
I
trying-
was under the impression this is
Okay, if
public
you let
property.
me explain, I'll be more than happy to.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. You're one of these guys like a a First Amendment auditor, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what we're doing is, I don't have an issue with you videotaping,
Okay.
but, and I'm not trying to offend you, but let's say most legitimate, and please don't misunderstand, I'm not calling you illegitimate. What I'm trying to say is uniform.
Uh-huh.
When you said Channel 12, I'm assuming like the NBC Channel 12,
Independent,
something like
sir.
that. All these guys, they run around, they have a marked vehicle, they have uniform appearance when they're making their interviews, and they don't mind telling you their name, and they don't mind showing you their credentials. That's all I'm trying to ask.
I'm not
Okay?
here for an interview. I'm just
All right,
videoing the building.
Listen to me. I'm trying to explain this for you. So, by you being on federal property, I watch you on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the sidewalk, you're in the part that you're saying is public.
Okay.
Okay? No issue there, except for keep in mind this is federal buildings, and I see and we have threats around, and I have had threats this past weekend.
Okay.
All right. So again, I understand weather, but you're concealed in your appearance and stuff. So that's all I'm trying to do is identify who you are, make sure you understand what the rules are,
Okay.
and then you go on and carry out your business.
Okay.
Now, as far as when you, like I said, were on the sidewalk, you know, no issue. You know, what you see, what you can see from the public and videotaping, no issue, and I'm not trying to get in your First Amendment rights and stuff, but you came on federal property, and when I saw you, you were walking around the various cars inside the area.
Yeah, but I looked to see if you guys had any no trespassing
Again,
or
I'm
only
getting to
federal.
that. So
Okay.
all I said was, you know, I came up to you, and I'm not trying to antagonize you. It was like, hey, do you have any identification? Which agency do you represent? Now, yes, you are correct. GSA did not post any signs in different areas. They have signs, but they're in different areas.
Gotcha.
But all I'm trying to do was, one, identify who you are so I can document that I made an official stop, and two, explain to you what the rules are.
Gotcha.
Okay? Now, I'll be glad to answer any questions you have as far as clarity of what I said.
No,
All right?
I don't have any questions. Well, I do have one question. If you want me to go back out to the public sidewalk, I would gladly do that.
Okay.
No
thank you.
problems. I ain't gonna, fuss and fight. I know you guys are very sensitive about your federal building, considering what happened
Exactly.
in '95.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, there's no nefarious intent. No ill will. I was just doing my First Amendment audit. I do these at the police stations. I do it at fire departments, all over. All
Been
over
done.
you. Yes.
You're like the first one I've seen in a year, I want to say.
Okay.
It's been a while since we had a First Amendment auditor, and then they changed from First Amendment to Second Amendment, and that's the same folks.
I'm not trying to get shot.
Again, that's
I'm
all
allergic to pain.
Yeah. But like I said, if you got any questions on what I explained to you, I'll be glad to answer those.
Okay.
As far as the GSA posting of signage,
yes, sir.
That's not my responsibility. I pointed it out.
Right.
But, you know, the GSA manager said he had enough signs, and, you know, but again, it creates issues sometimes like this where someone doesn't recognize or understand where the boundaries are and what type of activities they can do.
I'm just glad you didn't come out hostile and threatening me. And can I get your name and badge number, sir?
My name and badge number?
Yeah, please.
7 Victor 9.
7 Victor 9. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for being professional. Okay, yeah, all I was doing was videotaping the cars.
You know, we're not, that's the last thing we want to do.
Yeah, and that's the last thing I want to do is cause concern for you guys also. Usually I come out here in one of them highlighter vests when they do constructions and stuff, but it's a little thin and it's a little cold, so I was like, well, let me warm up a little bit this time.
Where we have the issue, like I said, when I see the normal folks that we're accustomed to, TV9, TV4, all those guys, they have marked vehicles. They generally have a jacket on, and like I said, they have a press release.
Yes, sir.
We've had interactions with the First Amendment auditors, and they're attempting to antagonize. Now, again, you didn't do that.
No,
you know.
and I don't never do that. I meet officers with the same energy they have. If you come off foul, I might return that. I know that ain't the right way to do, but it's not my job to be professional. It's the officer's job. And like I said, I appreciate the way you guys came out. You guys wasn't hostile. You didn't threaten me with arrest and all that stuff. So I'm cool with that. And if you want me back on the sidewalk, I will gladly go back on the sidewalk.
Now, one other thing I would request. On federal property.
Yes, sir.
You have the GSA rules of conduct. Again, you guys know that backwards and forwards. Again, I'm not making a general statement. I'm just saying normally when I encounter guys that are First Amendment auditors, they understand what the GSA rules of federal conduct and so on.
Okay.
So you know, like you said, all the rules.
Okay.
So one of the things on there is the difference between being on federal property and being off is, you know, identification. Anytime you go into a federal facility, you know, when you come in, it used to be that we would ask for identification.
Okay.
Again, all I'm trying to do is identify who I'm talking to and the official stop. So I'm going to ask you again, what is your name?
My name is L.
Excuse me?
L.
As in the letter?
Yep.
Okay.
You spell differently, but yes.
All right. So like E-L?
Yep,
E-L-L?
exactly. Exactly. E-L.
All right. And then you told me you're a blogger.
First Amendment auditor. Yes.
That's fine. You know, so what would be the name of the, like, the guy I'm used to dealing with is News Now Patrick, News Now.
You know Patrick! That's my dog!
News Now Patrick, News Now OKC.
Patrick came
News
up here?
Now Houston.
Yeah?
He's been here
Yeah?
a year or two, so.
Yeah. Oh,
So like I said, these are the guys that we're accustomed to dealing with.
Okay, good.
And the demeanor and the attitude is like totally different.
I feel so special. You put me in that category. You know them guys are number ones, right? Well, never mind. We're not going to go into that.
Right.
Anyway, I know you would probably have a different perspective than I do. Anyway,
We understand
Yeah.
you guys got a job. We understand you guys got a job.
Don't make it so
But
much.
again, you know, recognizing, like I said, that anything that goes in and around a federal building, we're sensitive to.
Yes.
So all we're trying to do is like identify. You know, you come in and you're like, hey, I'm a press guy. Like I said, is there a credential?
Yeah.
You know, is there something that identifies you, or if what's your name? We go through and we explain this, and we got something to do. It's easy to deal with.
Okay.
But you know, when
do you need me to fully disclose everything, name, birth, address, all that stuff?
Yeah.
I don't want to, but like I said, under threat of arrest, best believe I'll give it to you guys.
No,
okay.
I'm not threatening you.
All right.
What I'm telling you is, I would, you know, if you want me to cooperate with you in a professional manner, I'm asking you to reciprocate in kind.
Okay.
I don't mind explaining to you what the rules are, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
But like I said, when I'm dealing with a legitimate, and again, I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm saying TV4, TV9, they'll come out and say, hey, I'm Jennifer Warren from TV9, and they got a big truck.
Yeah, they're a corporation.
Okay.
They're a corporation. I'm too
You know,
poor right
they
now
have
to
an
be a corporation.
identification. So, like you're saying, just walking around with the traffic vest doesn't tell me who you are.
Exactly.
Or what you are. You know.
Exactly.
So, like right now, you know, it was like OKC Thunder. So let's say, do you represent the OKC Thunder, since that's the uniform that I'm looking at?
Okay, I got you.
You know,
Right.
and it was like, can I see an identification representing whoever, whatever organization you are? You know, and what we normally run into, legitimate news organizations, they have their identification, they have their credential. Here's the telephone number to my editor, and then my editor can say that. If you're an independent guy, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but previous, when I run into and I had interaction with other First Amendment auditors, their intent is to antagonize either the security officers or the law enforcement officers, and that's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
And we're trained, and we're trying to make sure that we understand who you are and what you're doing. Now, let's go back to your example. If you want to stand on the sidewalk, that's fine.
Okay.
And you can video all you want. You could still get stopped by one of us,
Right.
and have this conversation that we're having. But in my opinion, when you change from where those barriers are to where that police car is, and you're inside this barrier, that drew my attention.
Okay.
So I came out to say hello, ensure who you are, and then, like I said, I want to explain to you what the policy is and how we can go about it.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going to ask you again. Would you tell me your name?
I just
You offered, so I'm asking. What is your name?
My name's L.
You told me that.
Yeah.
And you said date of birth.
Do you want me to give you that?
Yes.
Will I be arrested if I don't give it to you?
No.
Okay. Well, I would like to decline that.
Okay, that's fine. But what I want you to
But
do,
after I end this, I'll clearly talk to you off camera
okay.
and see where you want to go with that.
All right.
Is this interaction over?
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys very much. I do appreciate it.
Good old Channel 12 is filming patrol cars. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's legally allowed to do so. While he's minding his own business filming, an officer walks out, then proceeds to ask what he's doing and for what news agency. Now, as we know, Channel 12 is an independent journalist. This officer then asks for ID because he's on federal property. But, as Channel 12 does, he does not give it to him. And there's no problem with that. The officer even said he would not be arrested. Now, from what I hear this officer talk about, it sounds like he knows about the First Amendment, as well as auditing. This officer is also just very concerned about threats and all that. And Channel 12 totally understands. Now, we all heard what the officer was talking about. And I want to say how he handled this whole interaction was actually great. He didn't approach with an attitude or aggression. He politely came out and made himself known. Channel 12 didn't have to ask for his ID either. He let him know as soon as he approached him. Channel 12 and this officer both had a civil conversation. He was definitely professional. Both of these officers actually were. And if you listen, these officers actually dealt with other auditors. And these cops seem to have respect for them as well. They're not there to antagonize any auditor. They're just there to make sure they understand the rules. I really do think that this is the most respectful officers or officers we've had seen on this channel. And they definitely know the laws and the Constitution as well. I can positively say if these officers were able to run a classroom and teach other officers how to police, then we would surely have better officers. I was honestly thinking that we would have half and half of a video like we usually do, where in one clip there's good cops and the other there's bad cops. Or both cops are bad in each video. But these two clips definitely caught me off guard by being both great officers. All around great officers. Great policing to all the officers we saw here today. That's going to be it for today's video. If you have a video you'd like us to review, please leave a message in the comments. If you'd enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Be sure to check out the channels we watched today out. Give them a subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, on Police Encounters.